So I think that's a pleasing form, but I like to add, I'm going to add just a couple little feet, and also so that you can see this technique that's a little bit different. It's using a tool that is a piece of baseboard molding. Instead of using a coil, I'm going to roll out a snake type of coil and press it into there. And I found this really helpful to make kind of little triangular feet for smaller pots like that. I also have a bigger piece of molding that's this size that I might use on a planter form or something. So I'm rolling my coil out, and I'm going to push it into this. It's just a really simple mold, and I can cut away that extra clay. You know, and this I'm using for a foot, but there's no reason that you couldn't use this for a handle, if that's the type of handle that you want on a certain kind of pot. So now I have to decide if I'm going to put if I'm going to raise it all up and put a coil all the way around this base, or if I'm just going to attach small feet. And this is still a form that I'm working on. So lately I've just been attaching smaller feet at the 3 corners, one under the spout and one under here. And so again, I'm using one piece as my template, so they're all about the same size. And then I'm going to slip and score. You know, and even though I'm going to add feet, I still wanted to make sure that I had this little bevel happening, because I think it really helps to have that shadow underneath the pot. It helps create a lift to it. And because I'm going to work on this piece upside down, I want to make sure that I'm protecting the spout and the rim of the pot. So I've gotten another piece of foam. I'm going to set it upside down. And these have come out of the mold like this. So I'm using the fattest, the biggest, widest surface. That's what I'm going to use to attach with. And I can just slowly bend it around the corner there. I'll do it again on this corner. Front. Okay, and I want to pay attention that I've got it underneath the spout. So again, when you attach feet, you want to think about that transition. So I could leave it, and you could see, you might be able to see that little clay edge right there. But my preference is to just kind of paddle it back on so that it becomes part of that form. This way, when I go to do any slip or surface decoration on the pot, I can go right down into the foot. I'm going to go ahead and also paddle it under. Sometimes when you attach something and it goes straight down like this on a pot, it's not very appealing. It just looks like it's attached. But if you can kind of paddle it so that it goes under the pot a little bit, it just seems like it's the continuous curve kind of takes it under, and it doesn't feel like it's just like this piece that's been just stuck on. So if you can really study it and see how you want to incorporate any attachments, I think it's healthy to kind of have a paddle and be able to paddle it that way. Now I'm just getting rid of all the extra clay there by smoothing it in. And I'm going to come back to the canvas, and use my level. So once it's level, I can take it to my piece of foam and let it dry upside down until I'm ready to do some surface decoration on the piece. So I'm going to protect this rim by setting it on 2 little pieces of foam. And I've rolled out a pretty narrow coil and cut it into equal pieces. Now, a lot of times when people see this demonstration, they want to put the foot on like that, which is kind of like a vertical, it's like a column. So I just try to help you remember what it's called by saying that it's the Tootsie Roll foot. So you want it to go long, the way a Tootsie Roll is, horizontal. So you slip and score. And then I'm just taking a little bit of clay with my finger and pushing it into the base of the pot. And then I'm going to come over the top of it with my paddle and paddle it on. So you can see what it looks like there. And I'm doing the foot that's opposite that one. You know, and you're just getting the attachment right on the edge there. And see what it looks like before I paddle it? I'm coming over the top of it and kind of paddling down and towards the pot. And then on the next paddle, I'm kind of forming it a little bit more and pulling the paddle this way. It just takes a little practice. And now I'm just making sure that it's attached on that one side again. And you can flip this over and work on it that way. So you can see that they're kind of coming straight off of the pot. So I'm going to take my paddle and try to get them to tuck under a little bit so that the curve comes down and goes around underneath the bottom of the pot. I think it just is a nice little ending. Then we'll set it on our canvas. And give it a little push so that all four legs are touching, and use our level. Okay, and then I'll come along with my rib and just clean that edge up. And we're ready to add the neck.